Okay.
Hello, everyone. It's Don Harkey and Matt Griswold from People Centric joining you here. We're doing something weird. We're doing a remote meeting right now. Obviously, this coronavirus thing, it's a big deal going throughout the world here. It's a big deal, and I know a lot of offices that we work with are starting to have people work from home and do remote meetings just like we're doing right now. But those types of meetings can actually have a negative impact on your culture if you're not careful. So Matt and I just decided we're going to jump on here remotely and talk with each other and show you how you maybe can have some of these meetings when you're not together in the office, how you can still communicate and still build on your culture. Matt, what kinds of things are you seeing in terms of remote meetings? What kinds of tips would you have for having better, maintaining your culture when you're not together?
So I think what's interesting about this is we didn't just say, because of the coronavirus or because of this, where we're trying to have the, social distancing is what there is the term I think that we're using for this, that we said, oh, we need to scramble and figure out video conferencing. First of all, this is a great technology that we use all the time anyway, right? And so we were able to interact with people all over the country with video conferencing, and we've done well with it, and we know that people appreciate it. The difference is you might be thinking, well, I conference call with people all the time, but then you think about all the different things that you miss through through conference calls versus video conferencing. Things like Don's head nods there, those verbal head nods, those nonverbal head nods there, right? So yes, I see, I'm with you, I'm picking it up. You can read facial expressions to see how people are taking the message, but there are some things that we could do maybe to prepare to make them even maybe more productive.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, I think one of the things that we just talked about is using the video. There's lots of different tools. We utilize Zoom. There's FaceTime. On a lot of phones. Google Hangouts is another one. But being able to see each other is so important. There's so much nonverbal communication that happens here. We've all been in the meetings before where you turn it on and you're not there. And like if the video wasn't on, it's me sitting here. Yeah, Matt, I'm actually talking to you, but I'm actually typing on my computer. Yeah, or on your phone working. We don't do that during meetings, not just because it's rude, but also because it's not really good communication. I mean, it creates some separation.
Yeah, and one other thing that I would point out too is maybe dress for success, right? Dress for the part. We were talking about that earlier, and I thought that was a great point when you and I were kind of talking about some of the things that we wanted to bring up, and I think that one's an important one. Notice Don's in a nice button up there, good looking collar. I have the same there. I'm from my house there. Don's from the office. But it's the mentality, right? So I could roll out of bed, put on my comfy pants, and have a cup of coffee, and just roll right into the phone call, and choose not to use video. But there's something about the mentality of being able to dress for the part. You're ready to go. You're in the meeting, and when people can see you, you're almost held to a little higher standard there too. So I thought that was a good tip.
Yeah, I think that's really great. That helps for your mindset and the mindset of your whole team. Is just you're still going to work. There's still accountability. There's still stuff that needs to be done. Still be professional. Still enforce all that stuff. Another one that you and I were talking a little bit about is the water cooler discussions that people have during the course of the day. Those informal discussions of just, hey, how are things going? Those discussions go away when everyone's working at home, or they can. Yeah. So a lot of times creating a place for that to happen, how can we still have those water cooler discussions? That could be like a separate Slack channel. We leverage a pretty epic text stream between our company that is GIF rich, that we share experiences with each other. When we're not able to be with each other, when we're in different locations, it really does help us to still feel connected, because that connection feeling is a big part of our culture and who we are.
I worked with one company, and you just reminded me of this, but I worked with one company. They had different campuses, and they had a live feed up all the time just in the office. So you could see people walking back and forth and through, even if you weren't directly communicating, it was an open channel where you could almost walk in front of it and talk to whoever that was at the same time as you were going about your day. I thought that was kind of neat, that was how they were breaking down the walls.
Yeah, like it's a window between the two, this electronic window that you can see. Yeah, I think that, I'd consider that at different times of just leaving that window open, even if somebody's not there, knowing that you're working with a group of people and being able to see that. I think there's actually a benefit to that. I know that sounds funny, but that's part of the human interaction.
I think one of the other things too, and one of the other things that we can utilize this technology for, especially when people are trying to, social distance and really looking out for the health and the health of other people, not just their health, but is be able to use this technology in form of webinars, leadership development, some different trainings that we can still impact people and organizations with. I think this is a great tool to be able to do that with, and hopefully people that are watching the video can see too, the clarity and nothing's really lost in doing this. So it's a great platform to be able to do that. So I would say watch for some of those opportunities.
Absolutely. Yeah. It doesn't always have to be live. This is not this does not replace the human interaction, but leveraging the technology to its fullest gets pretty darn close,
Yeah.
and tighten things up. I think if you look at this, it's easy to look at this as a big challenge and a big negative in terms of everybody working from home, but it also can be an opportunity in some ways. Not one that you would choose, obviously, the social distancing idea, but uh, at the same time, you can really use it to build your culture a little bit. Focus on the communication aspects of it. Focus on both the informal and formal ways that you talk with each other. Even the meetings that you have, make sure you're still having meetings with folks, and just do it online. Make sure the meetings are interactive, that it's not a lecture learn situation. Those are just really good practices that when they're not done well live, they really don't work well online. So if it's not working online, don't do it. It's not a good
Right.
practice.
Right.
But there's lots of tools.
I think that's another way that we can help support people too, is just some facilitation tricks to be able to facilitate a meeting over video conference versus in person. Maybe it is just a little, trick of the trade there, but totally doable. If you'd like more information, we'd be happy to help with that too.
Yep. Let us know if there's anything that we at People Centric can do to help you through this. There's lots of opportunities here in terms of shoring up your culture and really come together as a team as we work through this virus and this outbreak, and keep your team culture, keep building your team strength, and keep yourself people centric.
Yeah, absolutely. Just because it's kind of a disturbance doesn't mean it has to be detrimental to your culture, right?
That's right. Yeah, teams can rise to the challenge. It's not the things that happen to your team that makes your team; it's the response your team has to it that makes your
Love
team
it.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything
Thanks,
else,
Matt.
man?
No, great job. Good. We'll see you soon.